All right, welcome to the first episode of the Lit Thoughts podcast. Ready to get started. Got my guys Taylor, James, Calvin, Emil, and Musa. Today we're going to talk about college regrets and or advice or just college stories in general. So let's get going. Who wants to start it off? Who wants to start it off?
Shit, freshman year, man. That's the first question. Freshman year, what to do, what not to do. Go.
Freshman year advice.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
I
where we
got
start off at. Freshman year.
brilliant advice because I did it every year.
All right, go ahead.
I got a girlfriend in November or September and wasted my year,
Stay
and then we'd break up. We'd break
Hey.
up second semester, and I'd be ruined. The whole year ruined. Don't do that. Do not.
That's good
do
advice.
that. Yes.
That's real good advice.
Do not do that. Every
Don't waste your
year,
time on no hoes, man.
all summer, I'd be clowning, having fun. Come in that first couple weeks, clowning,
Be
having
walked
fun.
up.
And then get stuck with somebody who don't even is insignificant in the grand scheme of things. It was a waste of time.
Well, hey, part of that, you say you just can't go to the same school as it, like, because then it's always together. You never you do your
all
own
the
thing.
time.
He
You get
said,
annoyed.
"What is school?"
Hey, especially they
Hold
talk
together.
about,
That's
you know.
what I did. Hey, I was cool.
He said, "All together, you just gotta avoid."
Hey, do y'all feel like your soulmate is at college or no?
I met mine after college, man. Even though I'm a single guy now, man. But you can meet someone. It depends. It's all relative.
I would say,
So they
I
say
would
that's
say
not your
personally,
soulmate
like
if you guys not
you
together.
can meet
Though.
your soulmate at any time.
Yeah, I would say it has a lot to do with your maturity level. And if you're
Yeah,
comfortable with yourself,
Yeah,
it's all on you.
Cause I know.
Yeah.
Definitely all on you.
Hey, for me, I was definitely not mature back then, so I already know I wasn't ready for none of that.
Not me. I was angry. I was angry at myself and my life, and I reflected that big time. Taylor
man,
knows
TK.
because I was
Hey.
always yelling.
Hey,
I was
TK,
always yelling.
I know he's in there scared. I know he's in there scared, man. Some nights. Hey, man, TK was in the bed.
Hey, no. No,
Hey,
Nah,
this man
for
TK
real,
had it
was acting
down.
like
TK had it down. TK was everybody like.
hey, this man
let's
TK
say-
was acting like he was asleep when
it was
James
like
came in
everybody
mad
was
this
like,
day.
"Oh man, I gotta get like TK like down."
Hey,
Hey, TK was in
I'm
the
just
room.
a voice of reason.
And
I was just a
how you
voice
know
of
TK
reason.
was locked down? TK was locked down because this man was just, you know what I mean, in the room after practice all the time, cooling. We had to go in there to cool it, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
See, that's how it is. I said y'all came over to chill at my crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm the voice of reason.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared of James myself.
I'll tell you how. I was telling you how to live life.
Hey, James, bro, I ain't gonna lie,
I
what's
wish I
scary
was there
for a
longer.
minute, bro? I
All
ain't
my
gonna lie.
sons.
Yeah, one thing I will say about TK, man,
Oh, go
I
ahead.
praise you for your what's the word? Not obedience, fucking
Obedience.
discipline, bro. You got some discipline.
Discipline, yeah, that man definitely
You
got
got
some
some good
discipline.
discipline, bro. I praise you for that.
Hey, that's cat, bro.
TK was faithful, bro. All through
He said that's
college.
good.
That's cat, bro. I ain't gonna go into it. I heard some stuff about
Yeah, that's cat.
Taylor, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Never that. Hey, I would say
Before I
one
came.
advice.
But
One
yeah,
advice,
Nah,
don't
TK
definitely don't
TK
mess
is
with too
solid.
many
TK
females at
solid,
the same
bro.
time.
TK solid.
I say definitely like college advice. Don't mess with too many girls at the same time. I would say that's definitely a thing.
why,
I would
why
say
is that?
just
You
go
wanna
in
go into
there.
that?
I would say go in there. I'm not gonna lie. If I could have redid college, I would have did it like this personally, for like female wise. I would have went in there single, stayed single. You know what I mean? Talk
Definitely
to
have
you know what I
fun.
mean. Females here and there, mingle, do what you do, but at the same time, don't mess with too many because then you're gonna get labeled a hoe, and you don't want to get labeled a hoe, right?
That's true.
And
That's true.
if you
Well,
know you're
especially
not a
we went
hoe,
to a small
you don't
school
want
as
to stay
well,
a hoe.
so we went to
Yeah,
a
Small
small
yeah.
school,
We
school.
went to a
yeah. Mary
small
was
school too,
small.
so word gets around. So like you mess with her, people gonna know. So like, you know what I mean? Go in there, be single, be friends with all the girls. But then when you find that one you want to lock down, get serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes.
I feel like no. I feel like that's a bad mindset because like I'm gonna say this for the one time.
Hey, go ahead, Calvin.
I've seen guys that are quote unquote friends with these girls and they end up getting their feelings hurt. I'm a tell you that right now.
That what you
My
But
was
yeah.
Girls talk too. Girls talk to each other. They all friends.
Exactly. That's another thing. Like
all
I
friends.
don't know if it's a small school thing or an Indiana thing, but Marion is one of the worst schools when it comes down to girls, quote unquote. They're not women, they're girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, literally, my freshman year, I guess I deserve the hate, but like, literally,
I feel you,
every
Calvin.
girl
Calvin.
hated me, bro, because they talk and they're girls, they're not women. I had to go to. Okay.
Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
interrupt
go
you,
ahead.
Calvin.
Hey,
I ain't gonna
girls.
lie, you're just fried too, bro. You just you know how you are too.
Yeah,
girls.
Take some blame
We're
for
not
that.
gonna go too much into
Girls will
that.
spread your business. Women will keep that shit secret.
I was about to
Exactly. That's what
say
I'm saying.
you can't
I hear you,
expect
Calvin.
you
Yeah.
can't expect women to act like women if you're not acting like a man. Were you acting like a man?
That's true. You gotta act like
Yeah.
a man too for
Hey,
a woman to be
First
Okay,
gym,
okay.
first gym from the pod. First gym.
Okay. $2 for $1.
Real
Hold on,
talk,
let me run
baby.
it back.
I'm talking about saying you're friends. You go into college being friends, right? With all females, you don't get too engaged, but at the same time, you know females talk, right? So like you listen, you know what I mean, do your thing, be cool, but at the same time, you don't got to get your emotions involved to the point where like, you know what I mean, you like spazzing out about every little thing, and at the same time, if you don't give out too much information about yourself, you keep it limited. They don't have nothing against you. You know what I mean? You do your thing, play the field a little bit. I don't want to say play the field because it sounds like a bad thing, like a player talk type of thing. But play the field, be cool. You know what I mean? But then when it comes down to it, that one short is always gonna feel you. You're gonna feel her. If y'all
Hey, Millie, I see you grinning over there. I see you grinning, Millie, but I'm gonna get to that.
Facts, bro. I just hear facts. That's all I hear.
Hey,
Hey, hold
I
on.
mean, it's
No,
facts,
Musa, hey,
but
Musa.
like, but
What's
my
good?
thing
What's
is,
good, PK?
okay, someone talk. I will go to my point. Go ahead.
go ahead, whoever is about to say something.
No, I'm gonna say playing the field. That you gotta play the field.
Get the daddy duties over.
You gotta play the field a little bit because you gotta find what you like. You gotta find what you don't like, but you can't get too serious. That's all
Another thing I
about
gotta
searching
add to
all
that.
about what you're trying to find.
I mean, I feel like you can test drive. You can test drive a bit.
But you can't be out there like you said, trying to put feelings into it. You can't be like you can't lead people on. That's the part. That's the big part. Like if they feel that you need to lay it out. But hey, no, let's say that.
Yeah, you
I'm
just
not
gotta
trying to be
kind
on
of be
that. I'm not
straight
trying
up
to
with
be
it.
on
I'm not
that.
gonna lie. Yeah, you just gotta be straight up, be cool. And another thing I gotta add to that before you go, Calvin, you gotta add the background into this. You're in college, bro. You're trying to figure yourself out too. You see what I'm saying? So you
I
can't
figured
really be
myself
out there
out way
too much.
before.
You
I
gotta
feel like
find
your
what you like
soulmate is
first
not in
and all
college.
that. Your soulmate might be, I think, anywhere like.
It could be. I mean, it could be
where
in
your
high school
maturity.
too.
Who said maturity earlier? I think that plays a big part of it.
Yeah, maturity.
You're right. Because I see
The
some people
maturity
that
level.
are mature in high school.
Because you got to be able to let things go. Like when you're young and immature, like the smallest
it's
things
hard.
get to you, and like you're holding on to something that you can't control, and that's an issue. When you're holding on to things you can't control and you're reacting to that, like it's never gonna work out. And it could have been your soulmate, and you like messed that up because you reacted the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a situation.
Let's get back to that.
I'm not
Let's
gonna
get
say
back to
nothing,
that.
but you know what I mean. And that, yeah. Most everybody know, Aaron. You know what I mean. I messed up where I felt like, you know what I mean. I wouldn't say my soulmate, but it was a really good girl. I really liked her. You know what I mean. Made a mistake, broke it off. That could have been a long relationship, but you know what I mean. But I'm happily settled now. You know what I mean. Think I found my soulmate, but in that situation, what if, you know what I mean? What if?
If she meant for you, she should stick around through thick and thin.
Yeah.
I'll say for that, somebody they might
I
not
feel
know
a little bit, but in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do something stupid, but
And some people got that point of no return. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, you can't be like, you can't be out here doing some nonsense. But there's a certain level where like she should be able to stick through that shit, G that shit out. If it's your soulmate, if that's really for you, that's your person.
And
like what's for you is meant for you. What's meant for you will be for you. If it's not for you,
say maturity plays a big level too.
If that's your soulmate, that mean that you is her soulmate, or vice versa, though.
Yeah,
or what you think?
So you wouldn't have been clowning to begin with, or messing up.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
So how about a girl that you're talking to, and then y'all start dating after like 2 months, and she comes to you and say quote unquote, "Hey, you're literally like my third option. I'll be honest with you," and she tried to say as a joke.
I'll fuck that up.
No, that's just immaturity. That's just immaturity.
You gotta cut that.
No.
Yeah,
That's
move
a
on from that. That's not
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
And
do
then-
your
You
thing with
gotta cut
that.
that. That's immaturity.
Yeah, that's
She
what I
third
was
string.
thinking.
She was third string. That's what you said, Cal. That's what he told her.
Like I was looking at her. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like you were like in competition. I was like, what the hell do you mean?
She said that to you.
Competition.
Yeah, she said I was in competition at
Oh yeah, that's on to the next, bro.
Nah, if you compete,
But
don't
honestly-
compete with nobody. Don't compete with nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah, she said I'm the only one. Well, this is not me. Let's not turn it to me. Anyways, she
Not
said
doing it.
she said that, for example, like, okay, fuck it. She said I was the only one. I was like, I don't know about this. You know what I'm
He's like,
saying?
I'm about to cry.
Huh?
You about to cry really good, bro. Need a hug, bro. Hey, Cal, we need a hug. He's not hurt right now.
He good. He cool.
I mean, I'm not really
He's about to
hurt.
wipe him
Yeah,
out.
that's what you gotta be. Let it all out.
Yeah, go
You know what I'm
ahead.
saying?
You
Like,
gotta cut it out,
Figure these
though,
things
man.
out.
You got the platform,
you
bro.
could cut that.
you know what I'm saying? Like she said, quote unquote, I mean, you're the one I chose, and da da da. I'm like, I mean, I guess, but at the same time, I'm over here
Nah,
thinking
bro.
like,
Hey, she
I
a
think
thotty. She a thotty.
Yeah, I would have
This
cut that.
her.
No, that's where
I wouldn't even
that's just where
entertain it.
she's at in her life, though. You can't take it personal. You can just
Yeah,
you can
that's why.
clown
Yeah.
along with her, and you can just go for the ride and live in the moment.
Communication, man.
Don't be serious with
You
that.
gotta, you gotta be careful. out
Hey,
here,
that's a
man.
big
You gotta be
remember.
careful out
Hey, just
here.
because like she's at that point in her life don't mean that's remember maturity don't come with age. Just because you're older don't mean you're mature. And just because you're younger don't mean you're immature.
But Calvin, are you at that point where you're looking for something serious?
No, I guess.
All right.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking no, but like at the same time, it's like I'm down one, and yeah, I need to settle.
Okay.
Man, you can't never settle. That's the thing.
You need
though.
it. Well, see,
If you
that's
trying to
the
find
problem.
your-
You don't need to settle.
Yeah, you don't need to settle,
That's the
bro.
problem.
That's the thing. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
I
not
understand that.
That's right there. If you're trying
Yeah.
to find the one for you, bro, you gotta go. You know what I mean? You just gotta try to be the best that you can be. You know what I mean?
She might
Don't
be
vote.
feeling you. She feel like she not settling, but you settling. You ain't gonna be happy. Ain't nobody gonna be happy.
Yeah, that's bad. You can't settle, bro, because eventually that shit's gonna crumble.
The issue that I always ran into was going upstream. You just got to go like the path with the less resistance. What's easiest?
Yeah, don't force
You,
it.
yeah,
Or like-
your soulmate or your companion. It should be easy. It shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that was kind of what I was going through right now. It's like I just feel like I was forcing it. Why we both feel the same way. So we just like we had to make it work just because we had to. That's how it goes. But that's unhealthy. So, and in the long run, it should be easy, like James says. It gotta be not like
You ain't
it's-
gotta
it's-
do nothing.
Like work. You
You
can't.
ain't gotta do nothing.
Yeah.
If you feel like you ain't trying to pay for all this shit, bro, I ain't do that shit. If you feel like you forced you forced to like some shit, don't do that shit, man.
Yeah. But that's why I mean that's the situation a lot of people get into. It's like they do this because they gotta do it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I wasn't really forcing it, but like when I just kept on looking at it, I was like, bro, like I know I'm asking too many questions about like how she like found me attractive and all that, but then she was over here saying like I picked you over them and da 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 da.
That's a good thing.
You get a trip in.
Surprise.
I mean, I don't know, bro. It's just
You
I
found
don't
her
know.
attractive, though?
Man, act like a king, man.
I don't feel like looking stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
No, she's straight up telling you she got other niggas involved. So like, don't take her seriously at all, please.
Yeah, you gotta see how it is.
Yeah.
Names, you gotta say it's
And until you make her like, you gotta make her be like, quit fucking with the other niggas. And until she agrees to that, don't take her serious.
I mean, everybody do got their little, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people got their little thought phase or whatever, not thought phase. Some people are
Side
talking to
pieces.
people. Some people
No,
are
in a
smoking a
relationship,
letter, you know what I
no,
mean?
there's no thought phase and no
But
relationship.
nah,
This
that's
does
not what
not
I'm
have
talking
If
about.
you're in
I'm
a
talking about
relationship, there should
beforehand.
not be no phase like that.
Yeah, I know, nigga, I know that. I'm talking about beforehand. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like beforehand, everybody
Yeah.
talk
Oh,
to
yeah, they is
entertain the
talking.
field. You got to make sure, you know what I mean? Like she just not entertaining the field too much, as in like she just
I feel
not
like,
getting
yeah, I feel
plowed.
like Calvin got
I don't
several
want to
other
say
girls.
plowed.
So.
Yeah,
What
you
you
don't
say,
want
Mills?
you don't want
I'm a
somebody
virgin.
that's getting like plowed.
Calvin, you don't know
Like
virgin. Shut up.
he's ugly, bro.
You
He's
know,
He's
ugly.
saving himself to marriage, man. He's saving himself.
Yeah, man. I don't even have a bro until I get a ring on my fingers. Raps.
Bro,
Look,
what?
oh, hey, that's a question,
You
man.
gotta put the ring on the
Would you let your girl
damn
propose to
lie.
you?
Hey, TK, I can't really hear you, man.
He's muted. He's muted.
So hey, it ain't gonna work if you waiting like that. He's talking about his raps until you get a ring on your finger. You're gonna have to cut it out before that and try to figure it out
Exactly.
before that.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
gotta
got
get
a
serious
question.
from
It's
the
how
before,
it-
bro.
See the mindset.
You got to test drive. You got to test drive.
I got a question from that. Would you let a female propose to you?
Yes.
For real? Like she gets on one knee and propose to you? Would you,
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
the
why?
would you
why
let a
Cal?
female propose to you?
I mean, it shows.
All right.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to let it happen, but like, if it happens, I'll be like, shit. If it happens, I'll be like,
Hey, I'll embarrass her there. I'm like, you got chill.
but I might
I don't know about y'all.
I don't know, man.
I
You feel like she
might
too
say
desperate?
yeah.
feel like
You feel like
that's
she's
a
too
male
desperate to
role.
like get married, or
It's like, all right, it's
Because Emil got his whole family in on the podcast.
I know. No, I'll edit this part out.
yeah, we got some knowledge going on about women.
Perspective.
Got some knowledge.
All right, go ahead.
Oh,
We got guests.
What's good?
You ain't got me on this
Drop your knowledge. Drop your
All
knowledge.
right.
It's
Go
a
ahead,
grown.
bro.
It's a married man, grown man, married man.
I'm a married motherfucker, yo. All right, check me out. I ain't know it's no motherfucking podcast, though. So, check it out. A woman, this just sounds so bad.
No, just
All right,
speak
so
the thought.
I'm gonna do this shit, y'all. So a woman's job is to get your attention, right? So her what she's supposed to do is to do things to make you want to lock her down, to make you want to not want no one else, right?
Yeah.
All right, so if she's proposing to you, that means she's ready, but you're not. Her job is to actually make you want to propose. Therefore, when you propose, she's more than ready. If you jump the gun, then you jump the gun. But realistically, just let her do her thing. Why would she propose to you? That makes no sense to me. You the treasure. She the treasure. She is the queen. She's the one who we're supposed to motherfucking like.
Yeah.
She's that lock.
The treasure don't come find you.
She's the lock we're supposed to open.
Yeah.
Like, why would I want the lock to just unlock herself for me? Like, that makes no sense to me. You are so valuable that I'm supposed to try to get you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
You don't want it to be
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately,
Hey, I mean, obviously, things have changed throughout generations and shit, but like realistically, it's not like a disrespect thing. It's like a respect thing. Like, I want to respect you to the point where I'm asking you.
Yeah,
I know you want to get married.
Respect the nigga.
Yes. No. But yes.
Hashtag that.
So you want a hashtag?
No, we about to boot you off and keep him on.
I appreciate that. That was good talking.
I like what he was saying, but I feel like what he was saying kind of agrees with what I was saying, because I was pretty much saying that's a male role. Like the female, you know what I mean? I agree with everything he said. Female is supposed to make you want you,
Absolutely.
make you want to propose, but it should never come to the point where she has to propose to you. You know what I mean? Personally, me, I would do it first. You know what I mean?
That's like takes your manhood away, low key. Like you ain't got no balls to propose. She got proposed before you.
Yeah.
That's some.
Or
That's some.
like stability wise, you know what I mean? You could and stuff like that. You gotta be the man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
If
don't want your
gotta
woman
work
to.
two
You
guys,
want your
you
woman
gotta
to
get
make
ring.
decisions for you? Hell no.
Yeah.
To me. Nah, man.
Nah, nigga. Man gotta take control.
No, Millie, Millie,
Yeah,
tripping.
man.
That's
All
not
right,
what
man.
Hold on.
Hey, this was good. This is good stuff. All right,
Hold on.
one more comment now.
Tradition.
One more comment on this. Then we're gonna move on. for him.
Hold on.
They're not even talking shit.
Go ahead, Calvin.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I understand the man needs to man up, you know, grow some balls, or some of us have one. So, but I feel like it's the 21st century, man. You know, like if she wants to do it, then let her do it. We might say no.
I mean, sure, if you want
but
it.
like, why not?
Bro,
If you want it.
I'm gonna look at you stupid, bro. Like, why?
If you want it like that, for sure.
But like, it's the 21st century. I mean,
But you
I
don't
understand.
let any woman propose to you? Or
Not
is
any
someone
woman.
that you want?
Not any woman. But
I
like,
think
why
it
would they
depends
do that?
on the
Just
situation. I think
any
it
woman,
depends on the
if they
situation.
propose it, honestly.
I mean,
James.
Why let her propose to you?
I mean,
if you're ready,
why-
Yeah. Why let her though if you're ready?
I mean, if I'm ready, then I mean, shit. If I'm ready, then she proposes for me. Then I can't beat that. I mean, it's more of who gets who, man. It doesn't matter. Like it's 21st
It
century.
doesn't
Like
matter. It
women
doesn't
have
matter,
more power. Women have more
doesn't
power.
matter. But you wouldn't like it, right?
I'll propose.
I
I'm
mean-
not letting no girl propose to me. Nah.
Would you like it? Would you like a girl to propose to you?
Y'all have a blowout
What?
on the road.
Would
And
you
your
like a
girl
woman to propose
offers
to you?
to change your tire.
I mean,
Would you let
shit.
All right, here's the question. If y'all was driving on the highway, y'all tires.
I don't know about that.
If your tires pop, if she offers to change the tire, would you let her?
Let her change the tires.
Don't know how to change a
Would you let
tire,
your girl
yeah.
change the tire.
I don't know how to change the tire.
And she know how to do it. Go ahead.
I mean, I would.
She know how to do it.
If I knew how to change my whole tire, then
You
no.
cannot let your woman
Y'all some
change the tire.
young niggas, man. Y'all some
We're gonna change that mug then. We're gonna be sitting on the road.
Hey man, I'm in the
Straight
office
I ain't gonna lie
right
to
now.
you.
I'm in the office, and it's telling
That's
me,
my
and I'm
woman,
over here
brother.
Ryan, so know how to change the
on my
tire, so
desk.
we gonna sit
You
there.
gonna let your girl change the tire?
If that's my woman, I'm out
Hey.
there, bro.
We don't have time.
Changing that tire.
You need to sit down.
Yeah, bro. Never let your girl
PK,
pump the gas.
PK, bro.
Never let your girl pump the gas.
It happens, man.
Yeah, man.
That could have happened.
Hey, here's a question.
All right.
That much.
Who's pushing the grocery cart?
Hey, the girl can push that shit.
Anybody can push the grocery cart. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, what's your answer?
In my opinion, you can push the cart. She can push the cart.
I mean,
She can push the cart.
Well,
That don't matter at that point.
I had a girl. She pushed it.
If you buying the groceries, she can push the damn cart.
Hey, she got this stuff.
Hey, but if she cooks,
He's right, bro.
I can see how Billy operates. Oh man.
Yeah, hey, Billy, don't do
Hey,
that.
hey.
I'm spending all
Hey,
the
Calvin, do not listen to Millie. Millie's gonna set you up for failure.
Hey, quick question.
failure.
Hey, quick question.
Millie will set you up for failure.
All right, go ahead, Calvin.
I'm
We'll get back on topic. Go ahead, Calvin.
All right, one more question. Who's going to be cooking between you and your woman?
I'll cook. Well, it depends if they can cook or not. If you can't cook, that's cool.
Anybody can cook,
It's
bro.
okay.
Y'all can split it, or y'all can do it together.
Wait. Yeah.
I'm going to have that woman cook, man.
All right, Calvin.
If she
I see why
cook
you- I
though,
see why
like
you
help
say
her out
that.
with the dishes.
Now, for me, like James said, it could be, we could collab on it. Like, we could cook
It's
together.
even
and stuff
split.
like that.
It's even split. This has nothing
But
to
if
do
they can't
with
cook
mar-
those,
with,
though,
with,
like, you
with
got that
what's it
right
called though.
Go
The
ahead,
thing is though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. This is my conclusion on that. What's it called? Everybody, you know what I mean? Like males and females who should propose, stuff like that. I would allow a female to propose to me if she does get to it first, but I would probably never like get to the point where a female has to get to it first and propose to me.
Yeah,
I would
that's
probably,
right.
you know what I mean, take that step and propose first. If you do it, you know what I mean, and it's like, okay, you did it, and we're both stable, whatever, you know what I mean. If I can accept, I'll accept, whatever, right? I love you. I'm not gonna do you like that, but I'm definitely not gonna be telling that story nowhere, you know what I mean, to my kids or nobody, nothing like that. Somebody's gonna have to pry that out of her or something like that. You know what I mean? That's the.
If she good to me, I'll say yes. Then I'll lay down to her. Yeah, you tripping right now? We're talking.
Yeah, definitely tell her on something like
Hey, we should have named this topic gender roles then, because that's what we dove into.
Yeah, we
name
can't stop it.
gender
We
roles.
got off topic quick. But it's all good. I like it though. I like it. This man Calvin raised his hand, bro. What the hell? This ain't no fucking flash.
Hey man, that's basically what I said. If she's feeling it more than me, then I'm gonna just let her propose, man. I feel what she's feeling, but if she wants to propose, I'm not gonna be objective. I'm not gonna be, belligerent. Be like, why the hell are you on one knee? Who the hell are you compared to me? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm
gonna let her do
thinking.
her thing.
Like, if she proposes, you better have the ring in your pocket and say, no, let me do it real quick or whatever, and make a joke out of it. Because if you say no, how is that going to affect the relationship going forward? If you just literally say no to her.
If you say no, it's no. Break up with her.
Hey, I'm saying no, man.
Break her feelings.
I'm saying you tweaking
Mess
right
her
now.
heart.
Nah, bro, you cannot let the
Mess her
girl.
heart all over.
That's like taking away your balls. She got your balls in her hand, bro. You cannot do that.
Millie a macho man though, you know what I mean?
I think for the vision,
Sometimes
he
you gotta
alpha,
be
man.
soft,
Alpha.
sometimes you gotta be like
Even
water.
not even.
Sometimes
I'm
you
telling
gotta
you,
go flow
any
with it.
girl, even a girl's perspective. Y'all want to hear a girl's perspective?
Okay, let's go. I like
No,
it.
I mean, never mind.
No
It's all good. It's all good.
I mean,
Just
I'm
know.
not gonna lie.
Don't let her.
I'm not gonna lie though. You're right. The girl's perspective too. There's probably a lot of girls that would disagree and be like, "Oh no, I want the man to propose." Probably
Don't let her
most females, yeah.
She would never
probably,
propose, bro. If she proposes, she's desperate, and if she's desperate, don't
Or
Yeah.
she's just.
Hey, I got a scenario.
You cracked. Get out. Get out.
Hold on.
Hey, I got a scenario. So what if the girl is like constantly bringing it up for like weeks and weeks and months, and then like she's like, the dude's like, I don't have the money to do it, and then she says, I'll help you pay for the ring.
That's
what do you do?
I'll kick her out of my life.
Oh my god!
Like,
bro, that's dumb. I never heard that question.
See, I
bro,
can't vote for that either.
I said I got it. So I would say I got. I'll say no to go ahead, Musa.
Okay. This is the thing with me, bro. Proposing, you could honestly like, if she says that, you can be like, okay, it's okay. I'm not gonna do that. But you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, like maybe I can get you like a cheap ring for now, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Wait till I come up. And if she doesn't want to grow with you and wait till you come up and stuff, then she's not for you. But you can get her like a cheap, you know what I mean? Maybe
you
like
can always upgrade,
ring, something like that.
Yeah.
And later on, if you come up, you can always upgrade. Or if you know what I mean, you're going through the struggle when you get some money, you can always get a better ring.
So I'll give her a ring pop. I'll give her a ring pop.
Hey man, some people would get promise rings, bro, and next thing you know, you know what I mean, they get some money, they get another ring.
Don't let the woman fast forward that.
Yeah.
Like if she presses you to be like, oh, engage, propose to me.
Yeah. That's the main thing I was like
gonna bring up. It can go both ways. That if it's saying fast forwarded though, that could go both ways.
Yeah, I got
you could, but it's still a man's job to propose. And like you can't push it unless you get the consent from the family too. You gotta ask the mother and the father if they cool with you. You can't push it like that until that you get their blessing.
Yeah, you gotta get a blessing for sure. That's
get a blessing.
Yeah, that's number one.
And
then like they fuck with you, push it.
In a sense of like they forcing it. In the sense of okay, they forcing it with you too though. You gotta make sure you ready to be with the commitment though. Just because you forced it and you like, oh nah, you know what I mean, you can get you know what I mean, like a cheap ring and stuff. That don't mean you should go get one. You got to make sure you're ready for marriage and all that. That's in the sense that I'm talking.
Yeah, and babies.
Yeah, for sure.
Expensive. But your little bridal shower, you get hella diapers. Your little engagement party or whatever, you get hella microwaves and shit.
Does everybody think? Everybody wants to get married and stuff, right? Well, I mean, take care of getting married, right?
Of course,
yeah. Of course. Okay, yeah. Calvin, this question is mainly for you. You want to get married?
I really. Man, I'm gonna be honest, sir. I do, but as of right now, I'm just trying to find someone to just be mellow with. But I would love to get married.
So let that be known, though. Let that be known that that's what it is. Before anybody start developing anything, let that be known. And that's cool. See this way, hey, I'm just chilling right now, chilling it out, but let that be known before you do anything. Before you
and you gotta tell females that, yeah, for sure. You gotta
How
be
many
honest.
You said what?
Are you still at Marion right now?
Yeah, sadly.
It's not sadly. I forgot what grade you was in.
Yeah, I'm in my last semester though.
Last one.
All right, bet.
Yeah. Just link up with me later. But let's move on to something, man.
All right. How's the track and shit though? You still long jumping, triple jumping?
Man, I gotta tell you a story about my last injury that just kicked me out, bro.
All right. We can switch the topic. We can talk about that later or another time.
All right, that's cool.
Aaron, you're still muted. Aaron, you're still muted.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna change it up.
There we go.
How did you guys find Marion? And why did you end up going there? Let's talk about that.
My brother went to Marion, so I kind of ended up going there, and then you was there. I ended up just transferring.
Yeah, I texted you on the bus from National stuff, but he
definitely told me to pull up. I said,
I think for me, I was at a different school. You know, it wasn't the best school. It was I like the coach over there, but he ended up transferring. Not transferring. He ended up coaching somewhere else after my first semester, so I was looking somewhere else to go. Then I went to Nationals for the 4x1. Then I met James out in Alabama for Nationals. James, Tyree, and Guidi. And then me and all my homies at my other school talked about like going to Marion and stuff. I'm the only one that went. It was like 4 of us that was about to go together, but I was the only one that came.
Hey, low-key.
Sal Coach Stevens put me on. He got me doing the college show.
That's my guy. Hey, low-key, Marion is I'm getting a different perspective because, like, you kind of know from transferring because you went to a different school, but
yeah,
so did you, Musa. But like for me, since I went to JUCO, it was like it's different than like we just want to ask and transfer. It's kind of like high school in a sense, like. So, I mean, you'll get letters and stuff, like, cause you can only do 2 years of JUCO and run, but like coaches will have all your numbers and they send stuff out to coaches and stuff. But Marion didn't even try to recruit me low key. They didn't even send me nothing, didn't message me, didn't do nothing.
Yeah, that's
in my mind before I switched over, I was headed in the med school route, so that's where I went to Marion first of all, because they had a med school that was up and coming. That's where I was headed over anything, rather than track and rather than anything else. That's where I was looking. But when I went there, I had switched over and did different things. But so I just asked my coach. I said, "Hey, can you text Holman? Can you text the coach? Because he always saw Marion stuff, and he knew Holman." I said, message him, tell him if he has a spot for me and see what's going on up there. Then at that time I was in my mind, I was headed to either UIndy or Purdue because they came down to Vincennes and they pulled me and my roommate one other person in the room talking like, hey, they said, hey, we want y'all to come here. We want y'all to do this. So. And they actually sent, when I went on visit, they actually sent us and set up like offers and like, this is what we can do, this is what we're not going to do. And the rest, and whatever you do extra is going to be on you. But I thought Marion was my last choice. I signed him in like the last bit of summer. Like I decided to go there in the last bit of summer, but like it was kind of different for me. I don't know. It was kind of a last minute decision, I guess. But
Yeah, I was in the same boat. God, for me, it was Marion or UIndy. But UIndy didn't hit me back, so Marion was the only choice. So I was going with Marion after that. But James, how about you?
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Avon Coach Toothman. It was my senior year, and I hadn't applied to any schools. This is second semester track season, and we had already had a couple meets down. I was injured. I tore my hamstring in like our first practice before our first meet, so I wasn't competing, and I was staying after school and stuff, but still around helping coach and stuff because we had a bunch of new guys. And my coach pulled me off into an office, sat me down in front of a computer, and made me apply to Marion. I don't know why he was like, just apply to one school at least for me. And like he walked me through the whole process, made me apply. He reached out to Coach Holman for me. I reached out to Coach Holman. I remember I sent an email to them or something. And like, so they weren't looking at me, but Shogo was already there, Luke Briggs was already there, and Presley had already committed. And then, yeah, I just emailed Holman out of nowhere, and he's like, all right, come to the conference meet and like for your visit. So I went to that conference meet. They won their first title. And I remember it was so funny because I had no clue what I was doing. So I was just like kind of hovering around him and like up next to him and stuff. And after the meet, I was like, so how do I commit? Like, how does that process work? He goes, well, that's up to you. You could just say you committed. I was like, all right, well, I commit. And he was like, hey, everybody gather around. Welcome, James. He committed. I was like, hey.
Coach Holman a being. I see.
No,
Hey,
but
shout out to
real
Coach.
quick,
He's a great
yes,
coach.
Coach Holman's a good coach. Like I don't know, people hate on him for like specific things, and he has slight weaknesses in different areas. But coaching, he is a dog. He is the best coach I've.
Bro, they keep winning.
Yeah, he's a winner. He's a winner.
Best coach I have, but
He definitely a good
But
coach, man.
I have a story, Musa. I don't know if you remember this, but I had met you at NIF. It was like the summer heading into our freshman year of college. So after senior year of high school, heading into freshman year of college, I was at NIF's working out, and you were wearing Coach Jesse Hicks, like his blue uniform. You were working out in that blue uniform, and I was like, yeah, Indy Storm. And I was like, you know Coach Hicks? And you're like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, so where are you going now? And you're like, oh, I just committed to Purdue. And I was like, oh, that's tight. Like, I ran for him at Avon, and I'm getting ready to go to Marion. But, like, I don't know if you remember it, but I remember it. And I was like,
I remember that.
You said famous, man.
Yeah, I remember I introduced myself, and I just remember Condi, and I was like, does he go to Marion? Because I knew your brother went to Marion.
Yeah,
and I was like, that don't look like a mill. But yeah, it ended up being
I wish I remember that,
bro.
We was young as hell, probably.
Yeah. Famous. That's why.
Yeah, that's crazy. Me and your brother got the same name.
Yeah, that is.
All right, hey, Millie, what's your story, man?
You got the E.
What's your story, Millie?
Yeah. Man, I went to Fishers High School, and Karan. Y'all know Karan Harding?
Mm-hmm.
He went to Marion.
No.
Karan.
For myself.
Yeah. All right. So he was like a long jumper. He went to school with Emil Condi too. Him and Karan were like pretty good friends. But Karan's like a Trini dude from Trinidad, and he was coaching at Fishers for a little bit. And that's how I met him, and that's how I got in contact with Marion, because Karan jumped from Marion and was like working under Coach Holman and stuff like that. So he was like, "Yo, you should go to Marion," because he was just telling me like how intense the practices were, how intense the training was. Like, you're gonna get Olympic training, you're gonna get all this stuff. So I'm like, you know what? That sounds good. Like, I sound like Marion some dogs. So I was interested in Marion, and then like I reached out to Holman. Holman was fucking with me. And I mean, yeah, we just made it happen. That's about it.
All right, Calvin, how about you, man?
Man, Neil, your story is similar to mine, man. So I'm from Bowie High School. I'm from Maryland. Born and raised in Baltimore. Moved from Hyattsville to Bowie. And
hey, shout out my Trinities, Calvin and Trini too.
You already know, baby. Ruka Trinidad, baby.
Big to big.
we big out here, man.
That's why I got that cool ass hair.
But for me, the way I heard from Marian University was when I went to nationals my senior year, and I was low key the underdog. Everybody booed me in the crowd, but hey, Coach Moss looked beyond that. Y'all remember Coach Moss? I know you have people. Yeah, I know. He's a cool person. Just a coach, he kind of fried, but we'll talk about that later. And you know, I was talking to Coach Moss, you know, after the meet because you know I won. You know, I beat the big dogs. You know, I beat the guy that was like top 10 in the nation for triple jump. I beat him, so I was like, why not? And then he talks to me, he's like, yeah, Marian University, you know, we're coming up in the jump program. You know, we're going to be one of the best in the NAIA. I was like, oh, really? So I was like, why not? So 2 weeks later, I paid a visit to, after nationals, I paid a visit to Marian University. And I talked to...
That's where I met you. That's where I met you.
Yeah, that's where I met you and Musa. And I think it was, what's his name? He used to be a weight coach. At
Mike Coach?
Yeah, Coach. Yeah. Yeah, I met you guys down in the weight room, and, you know, Coach Moss was talking to me and all that. And he was like, yeah, that's our 400-meter runners. You know, they're running like 46, 47. I was like, huh.
Hey, that Musa was.
I was running no damn 46.
Oh, this man Moss was a big cabin.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, yeah. So, yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. So these guys are pretty, like, legit. Then, you know, I talked to Coach Moss. I was like, am I ever going to meet the head coach? Like, who's the head coach here? Like, are you the head coach? He was like, oh, no, I'm not. This guy named Mike Holman, you know, he worked with the Olympic team. You know, he did a little bit of coaching. And I was like, oh, okay. He coached for the Olympic team. Why not? You know, why not, like, commit right away?
Yeah, so, sounds good. That sounded good, right?
Sound good. Plot twist.
They sell the shit out of Marian.
Yeah, crazy, because we're out of state, so we didn't know better. But, all right. So I talked to Coach Holman for a little bit. Holman was just talking to me all dry. It's like, okay, so I heard you're the real deal, huh? I was like, I mean, I guess my stats can speak for myself. And that's when Holman, like, knew right there that, oh, you're a big man, huh? I was like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna let my stats talk. I'm not gonna talk it out. So that's when Holman was like, okay, we'll be glad to have you. You know, you can train with, you know, Fisher downtown. You know, I know some connects with the Olympic team and all that. I was like, okay, that seems reasonable. That seems nice. So then I went and talked to Moss. Huh?
So I didn't see one Olympic athlete the whole time I was there, but that was lying.
Exactly.
Kind? What do you mean, kind? There's a couple of throwers.
Kind of. Yeah.
I mean,
that one girl thrower.
Oh yeah. You're right. My bad. I took that back then.
I mean, that was off and on though. Like, kind was off and on. But
he was like training with us hard for like. I remember one of our years, he was like there for every practice.
That was like,
yeah,
but that's
right before you.
Like, that's for the sprinters though. He wasn't really with the jumpers like that.
Nah, but he was still like challenging.
Yeah, that's true.
I fuck with Kai heavy.
Yeah, he made my freshman year.
That was a go.
He made my freshman year actually fun though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Khan definitely made my freshman year like fun. If it wasn't for Khan, I think I would have dropped out freshman year.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I was bad.
I mean, you guys too, but like my freshman year, I was just not having it. Most of the time, I didn't.
He was being hard headed though. He was being hard headed.
I mean, yeah.
I remember outdoor conference when you didn't perform like the way you wanted to, and you were like down on yourself, Calvin. And me and Aaron were like, "Hey, the team's winning. What's wrong with you? Like, pick yourself up. Like, celebrate with the team." And you were just pissed off, man. Like, trying to walk away.
Coach Ware. Oh yeah. Let me get to that story. That part.
Oh yeah.
Let me get to that part. Oh, okay. So So after Coach Ware. So after I was done with my semester at community college, I came back to Marion University to go training. I was following Coach Moss after practice. Well, before practice, he's like, "Hey, Calvin, I don't want to disappoint you or anything, but I'm not your coach." I looked at Coach Moss, and then I looked at this random lady, Coach Ware, and I was like, "Who's she?" And he was like, "Oh, this is your coach." And then after practice, he talked to me. He was like, "Yeah, that's your coach." Da 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 da. And then the next day, I met her with her for financial aid. I didn't know she worked in the financial aid office. I didn't even know this woman even existed, bro.
And 2 jobs.
Yeah. I respected that. I respected her hustle.
Like, really though, she was like filling up her resume, like just like doing extra shit. And she was an athlete at the time, but I feel like she wasn't that great of a coach. She was a good athlete herself because she had the records and she was the dog herself. But I feel like she wasn't really coaching that well for me personally as a jumper.
Yeah, as she's a nice person, but as a coach, you said it perfectly. She's not.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Me and Musa just seen her the other day, track meet.
Yeah, so I know she coaches high school now.
Yeah,
she goes cool.
For Bishop.
Yeah, I remember Coach Stevens.
Coach Stevens, that's legend, man.
That's man. I don't know if Calvin met Coach Stevens or not, but he would have had you really jumping.
I didn't even know the guy even existed.
Shit, I remember one right before I think it was spring break. He made us run like 10 60s back to back straight, all out, 100%. He said not no 70, no 80%, 100%, 10 60s back to back to back. That was one of the hardest practices I feel like at Marion. That shit, I was there. We was all there throwing up. It was either after spring break or right before spring. I think it was after spring break or Thanksgiving. The day after.
That's a big time frame.
At UND. I don't know who was there. At UND, we ran like 10 60s, 100% up.
That sounds proud.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna do one more topic. Then we're gonna wrap it up. Any regrets? Any regrets that you have? That anything they should have did different or anything like that?
I mean, that goes into
James in it first.
Yeah, what my advice was to start off. That's probably my regret. I should have just been by myself all through college.
I said I said not run track. To be honest, I said just went to school.
You tripping, Aaron? Chill.
And I'm glad I missed
you.
I said just went to school.
You was a 40, 48, 49. Dog.
I said this went. But it wasn't. It wasn't work for me, man. It wasn't fun.
You can't even. This is the thing about this though.
But track made all of college. College was
track. Maybe track wasn't fun, like running itself. But if you hadn't ran track, we wouldn't be doing this cast right now because most likely.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. No, I know. For that reason, but just looking back, I know
you would have been chilling with Josiah and them.
If you were,
I'm kidding.
Hey, that kind of goes into what I was just, what you were just saying, Musa, like without track or whatever. Damn, actually has nothing. I don't know. I wanted to bring up Coach Moss because outside of coaching, like thinking outside of track, like I'm able to appreciate him now. Because at the time, I just wasn't trying to hear it. Because he would always try to have like a deep conversation or whatever. But like he would turn something small into something really deep. I'd like, I'm not trying to hear it, and I'd get like pissed off and annoyed or whatever. But like looking back, I appreciate a lot of the things the coaches said and did and stuff. Because like thinking bigger picture. So like I appreciate everything track has done for me. Because like without that, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have gone to Marion without track.
Hey, also another big shout out to Coach Molly.
Coach who?
Yeah, Molly.
Coach Molly, bro.
She didn't like me at all, but it's all good.
She made you better. I guarantee it. She made you better.
In what way?
Every way.
As a person,
as an individual, Coach Molly, dog.
As a person, man.
Well, we had a love-hate relationship. But I appreciate her too, though. She's a good coach.
A shout out to
another thing,
man.
Go ahead, Musa.
another thing that backing up what James said, bro, I do appreciate that stuff that Coach Mouse was saying, bro, because nowadays I coach for LC. Bro, I be talking to them kids and they do not be trying to hear it sometimes. And I'll be like, oh my God, bro. Like, one bad meet is not the end of the world. You start saying stuff like that. And I used to think back like, dang, was I like this? And I really was. Like, if I had a bad meet, I was blown. You know what I mean? I was like sick sometimes. Like, fuck it, like I'm not really trying to talk. But like, I never knew, you know what I mean, how much coaches like try. Because nowadays I try like so hard to get him out of that. But you just can't at some point. You know what I mean? You got to let them like do their thing. You know what I mean? And then just talk to them when you can. But some coaches don't talk. But Coach Moss, he did make like small things big. But like, I feel like in a way that just made you feel like you mattered. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's good.
And he had easy ass classes.
Hey man, hey me and Billy Moose was in there chilling. Well, I did last time all year.
I forgot about that. He technically could put on his resume that he was a college professor. Like what?
Hey, real life, bro. Hey, I did one thing. I trained one thing all year. Last day of class, this man he said, send me a text of 3 things you learned over the semester. I'll give you an A. That's the only thing I did all year.
Yeah.
He did. Remember that?
And he blessed you.
Because we supposed to do this big project and stuff like that too.
All right, hey, I'm gonna pull up.
I did a little bit of my project. I turned that in.
I didn't do none of that.
Yeah, I remember. I turned my project in. And then who else was in that class? Somebody else did it too.
It was me, you, Emil, then Rashawn.
And
Mike
did it too, didn't you? Rashawn did it too. Rashawn did it and Mike did it.
Yeah, Mike was in
Mike
there.
was in there?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in there.
Yeah, Mike did it. They all did that.
Then it was like,
I kind of halfway through mine. I ain't gonna.
He was giving us an A regardless.
Fuck. They were.
Well, we was in there watching YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. Though. It was a fun class, bro. It was a fun.
That
class.
was my like relaxed class. That was right after weights.
Yeah, that was a chill class.
We ate breakfast. Weights, breakfast, straight to
watching videos. We was watching ridiculous.
Musa, you asleep?
Hey, this man Musa was in the sleep.
Yeah, half the time, yeah. Half the time I was gone, but bro, when he played the videos, boy, he didn't play.
Well, we was watching random YouTube videos. They had nothing to do with track or nothing. Just
right.
in there chilling.
Yeah, because they're trying to cut their breakfast off early.
Man, that breakfast was. I remember the omelets, man. We used to get the omelets from Shane.
Shane
was my guy, man. I need to go back and see him.
Fire. Is he still working there?
Probably. I don't even know.
This man, Aaron.
Last time I seen Shane, he was hurt, bro.
He said what?
I remember James and TK used to get the 3 eggs over easy.
Yes, sir. That was fire. That was the best.
This man called.
James put me on the over easy, bro.
They're fire.
I'm just sweaty.
What you say, Cal?
This man Aaron called this man useless at his job, bro. That was funny as hell.
Let's not talk about that, bro. Let's not talk about that. I didn't say he was useless. I didn't say that. I said he's gonna be That's there. Calvin, man. Any regrets you got, Calvin?
Last minute advice.
We got about like 5 minutes. Calvin, what regrets you got? Anything you'll do over?
Man, I think I was sometimes a bad teammate. So always make sure you're like a good student in the game. Don't try to create any animosity unless the animosity is your way.
I was taking my college regret, man. I'm not gonna lie. First semester, do your fucking work. Don't fuck around, because you could play first semester in college, and you could play like your first year in college, all that. But you got to make sure you do your work, because the biggest thing with me was what messed me up. I kind of didn't keep up with my work. You know what I mean? So like, it ended up giving me a bad, like, I had to catch up type of thing. If you just stay on it like from the beginning, and just, you know what I mean, do your work, but at the same
I don't
time,
know which.
like, you know
There's
what I mean, go to
10
class and stuff. You could still play, go to parties and stuff, but make sure you turn your work in. A lot of teachers will give you credit if you just turn your work in, you know what I mean? But it gotta at least be somewhat done. So like do that, make sure you pass in your classes, and then that'll just set you up for better. And then number two, make sure you know what major you're trying to get into, or like just be undecided to your sophomore year, because that was a big thing that messed me up too. I just went for engineering and I have no interest in that. So like find out what you like before you go for that, you know what I mean?
Definitely. That first year is definitely a shock. Because I mean,
Big
you're on your own. You're on your own for the first time, so it's very
Hey,
different.
I forgot. Freshman 15 is real, bro. One more. Freshman 15 is real.
Yeah, they hit none of us, but it
hit a lot of people I know, man. Freshman 15 is real, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all get up there.
Sometimes it's freshman 30.
Yeah, free food is dangerous when you on that. You know what I mean? Going to the calf all the time. Free accessible clothes. You know what I mean? All that. It's just We got the GOAT TK for the Roy.
He got back in.
Oh, he out of there.
Any last thoughts to close it out?
Two final things. One, bring a bag when you go to Alumni Hall.
Yeah.
And two, make friends with your advisor. Talk to him a lot. That goes in what Musa was just saying. Like, to really figure out what you want to do. Like, talk to them.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
Honestly, they're bored up in their office if they're not teaching. Like, hit them up, talk to them a lot.
Yeah. And a lot of them are like coaches and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I texted my advisor from Marion last week about what I texted you guys, looking for people like seniors graduating, looking for jobs and stuff. She said she'd like pass on information, but yeah, she and I had been in touch for a while. She was cool.
Hey, I want to take you up on that offer a little bit, but I really, you know what I mean, bro? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to leave Indy right now. I would have to that's a big move. That's not really a big move, but
so
it's just
all they're looking for is people with the degree, and like they prefer like experience in personal training, but they'll also like work with that. So anybody looking, hit me up.
So I'll let you know, man. All right, man. That's a good place to stop, man. Good first episode. We have about 57 minutes, so about the hour cap. We'll try to go every week.
Advice.
Oh, you got one more thing? Read out.
Advice, man. I would say for college, bro, I would say network with everybody. Like, don't I know you got your circle, your friends, your close friends, and stuff like that. But trying to befriend everybody. Like, fuck with the basketball team, fuck with the football team, fuck with the volleyball team, fuck with the baseball team. Like, because you never know. Once you're out of college, you might need some help from somebody in the future. So just make some valuable connections with everybody. Not just close off on everybody.
Hey.
And then also,
I agree with that.
Also, too, don't fuck with them hoes too early.
That's number one. That's the main thing we take away from this podcast.
Right.
I agree with that though, bro, Millie, because what I was gonna add to that was just the one thing that we all had in common that brought us to Marion was pretty much a connection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so for James, it was his coach. For me, it was Emil, you know what I mean, or Aaron and my brother, you know what I mean. And then for Emil, it was that guy, his friend. So that connection stuff is real. The words are really about connections for real a lot.
Yeah, man, network.
But who you know, man?
Good relationships, solid relationships. Don't be on no bullshit.
Right, solid relationships.
Solid, genuine relationships.
Shit, James just offered me a job, so you know what I'm saying? Connections. Yeah, for real, man.
All jobs, man. But
yeah, for everybody here, you know what I mean?
This is for Clay. The world is the energy field, like a spider web. And we're all just making little connections.
Connected pieces. And we're gonna get Clay. We're gonna get Clay on here next week, man. So he's gonna be dropping a lot of gems when you have
the gems for sure.
All right, we're gonna
all right then.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. So that's the first episode. We're gonna try to make it a weekly thing. I don't know what day this will be posted on, but sometime during the week, we'll see how that goes. But all right, thanks for listening, and see y'all next week.